Hi guys, welcome to Daliso Sports Show. I was thinking today, over the last few days, we have seen that Crystal Palace have been relegated to the Conference League and will not be competing in the Europa League next season. Now, this is actually quite unfair, I think, to Crystal Palace and their fans. The reason this has happened is because one of Crystal Palace's owners, major shareholders in their football club, is also a majority shareholder or owner of Lyon, which are a team in the French League. Now, Lyon finished quite high in their league, so that means they take precedence. So one owner cannot have two teams in the same European competition, apparently. So UEFA saw it fit to ban Crystal Palace, and you know why I think they can get away with it is lack of influence. Crystal Palace, unlike a team like Manchester City, who have, in my opinion, some of the most grossest and most exploitative, manipulative financial influence on leagues in Europe, have been let to get away with murder, and no one talks about it. We can talk as fans, we talk about, you know, they've got all this money, they're trying to defend 115 plus charges in courts, basically using lawyers to get away with murder. In my opinion, they should be sanctioned, but they are being let to rule and run the European League, the Premier League, and no one's doing anything about it. Now, Crystal Palace got their spot in the Europa League because they won the FA Cup. That is one of the benefits. You win the FA Cup, and if, like, the last team who should have qualified was Nottingham Forest, they were eligible, but they did not quite get the amount of points that they needed. That meant that Crystal Palace could get that spot in the Europa Champions League. Then, of course, the paperwork goes in, and UEFA decide that, no, sorry, Crystal Palace, you can't play in this tournament because of these irregularities with the ownership. He's got two teams. In fact, Lyon were even relegated from their team due to other financial issues with their owners, probably debt related. But regardless, how unfair is it? Look, do you remember just how amazing it was to see any team other than the top 4-5 teams in the Premier League win the FA Cup, thinking, wow, at last Crystal Palace can get in European Championship, you know, European competition, and then this happens. So hopefully Crystal Palace will be able to go to the court of arbitration to try and fight this case. It's not fair on the club. You know, they're not doing anything that anyone else isn't doing. The smaller clubs hopefully can fight some of these unfair practices by the governing bodies in football and get a result. Regardless, fingers crossed that they win and they play, because they have earned that spot, and that is what should matter. You know, that is what should matter. I don't think they've done anything so egregious that a spot in the Europa League should be denied them. It's not the Champions League. You know, it's second tier. Regardless, let's see what happens. I am looking forward to seeing what is going to happen when they go to the court of arbitration, but it will say a lot, because we are still waiting 2 years down the line to hear about some of the offenses Manchester City have accumulated or have done over the years with all these 115 charges, and yeah, zip, nothing. We don't hear anything about it because they're being protected. There's too much money involved. I don't want to make any more accusations without all the right paperwork, and I do not have a lawyer right now. Regardless, we'll see what happens. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, and follow my Facebook page, so Daliso Sports Show, on Facebook, on TikTok, as well as on YouTube. Thanks. See you on the other side. Bye bye.